So, the review had been penned by a columnist who, while buying tickets for the movie The American President, had found the woman in the glass booth at the Commodore reading George, and the writer emphasized liking it. I can't remember the last time I saw a ticket taker reading a magazine about politics. John proudly bracketed that line with a felt-tip pen, then added an asterisk next to it and underneath wrote, "Yes." I couldn't have agreed more. So what if we didn't have the insiders and the elites on our sides? On our side. Oh yeah, the emu thing. The emu. That's another thing. All right. We had the people, or at least a lot of them. 1 million Americans had bought the first 2 issues of our magazine, instantly making George the country's largest political magazine. Wasn't that more important than having the sanction of the intelligentsia? Yeah, so the emu. So while I was at the, I got fired from the popcorn zoo. Oh, I got laid off. And I trained my replacement. And towards the end of my stay there, I think I did leave in August. Towards the end, so I was around June, some kids broke into the popcorn zoo overnight, some juveniles, and they beat to death some emus. So I see that there's a license plate, a car with a license plate down the street, and I filmed it. I'll post it eventually, and it says H61 or something 61 emu. Emu. Emu is a bird. It's like an ostrich. Like, I think. Looks like an ostrich, sort of. I think. But it's a bird. It's a big bird. A big bird. How about that? So now I'm going off on a tangent again. So, 1 million Americans had bought the first 2 issues of our magazine, instantly making George the country's largest political magazine. Wasn't that more important than having the sanction of the intelligentsia? To John, I think it was. Though he'd grown up wealthy and privileged, he still felt more comfortable around ordinary Americans than with his moneyed peers. Maybe it was because he empathized with people who had never finished at the top of their classes, or who had failed tests, or who had been constantly underestimated. And maybe it was because, despite all his advantages, sometimes even John didn't feel like a winner. There was one question none of us wanted to ask. Were readers buying George because they liked the magazine or to get a glimpse of John? It was an important question because if they were buying it only for a regular dose of Jfk Jr., then our work was more or less irrelevant. Oh, are you asking me why I'm reading this book? I don't know. I don't know. So let me just read.